All right, we'll wait till everybody starts to jump on here and talk about this road loss for Auburn. Tough one and a lot to dive into. Auburn had a 4-game winning streak going and just couldn't ever get over the hump tonight in Knoxville. Faith, good to see you tonight. Want to thank PepperTree Steaks and Wine for sponsoring our post-game show every time we pile in after a game. So can't say enough. Hey, look, we win every time. Whether Auburn wins or not, we win every time because we have PepperTree Steaks and Wine. So we appreciate them so very much, and I know you love them just like I do.
No matter what, PepperTree Steaks and Wine is always going to get you a win. And so it doesn't matter what you're getting from there. You're always going to be smiling. And obviously that puts a smile on my face every single time we start talking about it. So thank you so much to PepperTree Steaks and Wine for sponsoring our post-game reaction shows.
Yeah, where to start here? Auburn really got off to a slow start. They got off to a tremendous start against Florida on the road, but if you'll remember this past week against Texas, Auburn got off to a slow start there and very similar. Have a 4-point play right there at the end of half to cut it to 10, which you're like, man, you're only down 41-31 after you had shot atrocious from outside. We're getting crushed on the boards, just all kind of things. But then got off to a great start in the second half. It cut it to 6, and Auburn actually outscored Tennessee in the second half 38-36, and Keyshawn Hall finally got going. There's some keys that we want to go through, and it's really the same ones every game. And if Auburn can check boxes on those particular things we're going to talk about, they probably will win those games. But if they don't check almost every one of those boxes, it's going to be tough. Keyshawn Hall ended up with 21, but it was a little bit too late. It was in, he piled in some points right there at the end, with Auburn trying to come back. But overall, just kind of your thoughts.
I think what was exposed big time was that Tennessee was taking advantage of Auburn not having a big guy. And throughout the entire game, they were able to shoot, inside the paint, just right over everyone's head, and being able to take those floaters and it was so successful for them because Auburn could not do anything about it just because they don't have a big guy that can be down there.
Well, Kerry got off to a great start. He ended up with 13 points. But he had 11 of them early, and that was really the difference. He was destroying Auburn inside. And then, of course, Amen had 22. He led all scores. Of course, Keyshawn was 1 point away from that with 21. But when I look at it, Tubbs already said it. It was going to be the first thing I said. It really was basically what you just said. Got out-rebounded 46-30. At one point, as I tweeted throughout the whole game, it was a miracle that Auburn, shooting as poorly as they did from outside, ended up hitting 7 threes, but that several of those were late. I mean, I think Auburn hit 3 threes right there toward the end of the game, so they had like 4 going into the latter part of the game. Shooting threes as horribly as they did, getting crushed on the boards like that, and your premier scorer, Keyshawn Hall, really being held to single digits until he got going late. And you still had chance after chance after chance. And then they had one key moment, Faith, in this game. And I sent you a text at that point. And it came with, let me go back, and I tweeted it out. Auburn had it down to 4 points at the 9:59 mark, and they had 3 straight possessions where they stopped Tennessee, but they came away with nothing. They missed 2 wide open threes, and Tahad missed a layup. Yeah. That was your chance right there to get over the hump and get the lead, and they couldn't do it.
Yeah. Okay, well, I want to go back to talking about the 3-point shooting that you were talking about. Auburn went 7 of 31, okay? Tennessee went 4 of 13. The difference, the discrepancy in how many 3-point shots were taken.
Was that really was that it?
Yeah.
That is wild.
And they did majority. I think 3 of those were right at the beginning of the first half.
Yeah, I think they were right out of the gate, and I had several people texting during the game, and we were just taking way too many deep shots, and that's one thing. And look,
Careless shots too.
I was so entrenched in our stats that you just brought that up, and I did not realize that they only shot 13 threes in the whole game.
And part of they out rebounded Auburn, and they are supposed to be the best offensive rebounding team in the SEC and one of the best in the country. Okay. They had 17 offensive rebounds, Tennessee. They had 29 defensive rebounds. Auburn only had 12 offensive rebounds,
right,
and 18 defensive rebounds, because they were not able to compete with some of their big guys. I mean, that's just really what it came down to, is the size discrepancy.
Second chance points, that goes along with what you were saying, but I want to dive into and yeah, look, we know that's a deficiency. The deficiencies for Auburn got exposed tonight. Auburn has been able to escape some of these games shooting poorly outside. Their defense has picked up tremendously. They gave up 77 tonight, which is not terrible. Yeah. They've been 3 out of the last 4 games, they've held their opponent under 70. But there's just some glaring problems that are not going to fix themselves. And one of them is Todd Petterford. 11 points, but 4 of 14, 2 of 11. How many wide open shots
did he take?
Well, I don't mind him taking them. How many did he miss? That's the problem, is that you're supposed to be one of the better guards in the country, and he has wide open shot after wide open shot, it seems like, every night, and some key opportunities right there at the end of the game, and he just cannot cash in. So, I mean, look, man, I don't want to keep pounding that, but he ended up with 11 points. He scrapped out 11 points. But he went an entire half and had no impact. I sent you that text. This is deja vu every time Auburn plays. He'll go completely missing for a half, and he's supposed to be one of your better players. And Versiglio, I hear you. I hear what you're saying, but who are you going to put in?
Yeah, who's going to be there to take over if he gets benched?
That's the other deficiency that's glaring. Auburn's playing 7 guys, and we saw Overton go out there with about 8 something to go in the game. Took a knee to the back of the head. And, bottom line is, you lose a guy or two, you're playing with 5 guys. And, again, I'm not cutting on, Mushalik, but 5 minutes and it's another 0 across the board, and you're asking him to guard Ament, and that's like taking candy from a baby. It's like basically you're playing with 4 players at that point. This is the thinnest team I think I've ever seen, and it's like 0 margin for error. And, I mean, you look at these minutes, 27, 35, 23, 30, 35, 27. I mean, you just have no room and no bench to pull from. Like, you literally have this thing down to 7 men. And so Auburn's been fortunate. They've won 4 in a row. They just get this one, kind of could not get over the hump, fought hard. Look, our effort's great. I will say that. We fight like hell.
You can tell that they have some strength and conditioning going on in practices and stuff like that, because the effort is there throughout the entire game.
Look at Tubbs' last comment. How many times have I said that?
Yeah, that's exactly what you and I have both said throughout the beginning of this entire season, that if he's not going to have a crazy night for some people, which is a regular night for him,
right?
And if he doesn't have that night every single game, Auburn's going to lose.
There's 3 things there that I sent you. If Auburn could close the rebounding gap, get better from outside, and Hall pick up his game. Look, we say it. It is a must. Hall has to score his average 21 plus almost every time to give your team a chance to win. And that's asking a lot of a guy every single time. And there's just no margin for error. You almost have to play perfect every time you go on the floor. And I know that Auburn's been able – the defense has made up for that over the last couple of weeks. But one of the guys you were depending on the most this year was Tahad Pettiford. And you just get really, really mediocre to not much at all.
How much money did you spend on getting him back when you could have gone out and got a true point guard?
Well, and I think you thought you did. I think you thought you got one, and like maybe not that Caden Magwood was going to be the guy that but you thought he was going to work and get better. And you saw, just like I did going into the season, you thought, man, as the season goes on, he's going to be getting more and more minutes, going to be helping out. But this is a very thin team in almost every aspect. Guards, you have none. Really, it's Tahad. I mean, like I said, I hear that some maybe slight bench Tahad. I mean, for who? I mean,
what's going to happen?
And Simon Walker is obviously not an option at all. He's getting no look, and it must be from the defensive side that Stephen Pearl thinks he cannot keep up at all. For Blake Mushalik to be getting 5 more minutes than you must not can play any defense at all, because I know the kid can score, but they place a priority on defense first and then offense second. But it's always Keyshawn Hall with 21 and everybody else. And, who can be his complement? Kevin Overton was his complement against Texas. He didn't really have a complement in this game. I mean, Jovic fights hard. Man, that guy gives you every single thing. Like 7 rebounds in 17 minutes for Jovic. 7 rebounds, 8 points in 17 minutes, 2 of 2 from the field. And, man, just a tremendous competitor. I tweeted out during the game, Faith, I said, I don't know that there's a guy in college basketball that plays harder than him. I don't know that there's one out there that plays harder than him.
No, I mean, he's definitely the kind of guy that you see in – I think I said this after the last game, that you can see throughout the season how he's learning the game more and more each week, and how he's getting better each week and is trying hard and is able to – we saw him at practice working when nobody else was. Right. Or not even practice, just extra, shoot around with coach.
We definitely – well, let me say, we didn't do anything. Auburn and Bruce Pearl and Stephen Pearl and whoever else didn't – they just totally missed the mark on this big man. And I'm hearing everybody on the money and stuff. But I sent you a text during the game about Carey for Tennessee. And basically, what was he, the number 30 center in the transfer portal? And you get this. He goes to Tennessee, and you get that kind of production. You're saying that Auburn couldn't have dug down in the portal somewhere and found somebody between the number 30 center and the number 1 center and got him to come to Auburn to help out? I mean, there's no way they paid the number 30 center in the transfer portal a ton of money. Could we not have paid? I mean, I'm just saying, and I think we get caught up saying we didn't get Yoxel from UAB. Well, everybody can get Yoxel. Look, I'm not saying go out and get the number 1 guy that demands the most money. Was there not any more centers out there? Was there not any more? I know everybody says, well, you got Murph. Well, you got Murph, but that's really not what he was designed to do. Exactly. He wasn't designed to be the big man for you inside. They whiffed on that, man. And I mean, like, you brought it up to start the show. Like, the major discrepancy or deficiency for Auburn is not having a big down there. And yeah, I mean, it kind of reared its ugly head, especially in the rebounding category. But, man, just think if Philip Jovic doesn't go down there and battle his butt off and get the rebounds he had, I mean, where the rebound discrepancy would have been tonight. So, again, this team's played well the last couple of weeks. We're not on here back like this was a winnable game, though, is what I'm saying. This was definitely a winnable game on the road.
Then you have this whole week off, and then you've got Alabama at home.
Yep, and they play tomorrow against Florida, and that has been the battle of jawing back and forth between those two coaches.
Right.
Todd Golden basically saying we'll beat them with Charles Bediako if they got him, and then Nate Oates coming back and said, well, they lead the country in, points inside the paint and offensive rebounds because he said when you spend 7, 8, 9, 10 seconds in the lane, they've definitely taken a shot that they get away with, sitting and camping in the lane. So, look, that one should be pretty heated tomorrow, and we'll be interested. It'll be 25 degrees outside, but it'll be scorching inside that building because those two teams obviously are ready to get after one another. But, we'll continue talking about that and a lot more. But first, or not first, but again, PepperTree Steaks and Wine, we can't say enough about them. Located in Auburn and Montgomery, the best in steaks and ribs and tuna fillets and chicken and whatever it is that you want meat-wise, they've got it back there. Jeff does a tremendous job. All the things that go with it, the casseroles, and then the great wine selection.
Baked potatoes, twice bakes. Oh, they're my favorite.
I could go for a good steak and a twice bake right now. Even at 10 o'clock. I could. I mean, it's cold outside. Can't you see all the steam and the heat coming up?
Mm-hmm.
And I can almost smell it too. But, yeah, check out PepperTree Steaks and Wine. They are our go-to there, obviously, and they are our partners here on the Auburn Blitz on our post-game reaction shows. We got a ton.
And we're going to have another one next week after the
Alabama
game. So it'll be a little bit later after the game because we are going to go
to the
game.
Yep, we'll be at the game, so it'll take us a minute. But we'll be on with everybody. Can anyone be moved to guard? I mean, kind of waiting on Bashir. Tubbs said Bashir has to try to give it a go at point for 10 minutes. He's just not even getting a look right now. And I know he's coming back off an injury, but not getting a look. He said, hate to say it, but Aiden Holloway would be nice. There's no question. Yeah, he's a traitor, but it doesn't matter. Definitely a deficiency for us. Do we not have a second or third team player that can play guard? Got him. You got him, but, not playing them. Simon Walker, Blake Michalek, obviously you are scratching 4 to 5 minutes out of that guy, just hoping to hold on while he's out there. And again, I'm not taking a stab at him at all, but obviously that's all you're trying to do is you're just trying to steal some minutes there. I don't really know what else to say. You sent that to me. I don't know what else to say when you look down and you can't play but 7 guys. You just you are what you are at that point. And so I tip the hat to this Auburn team as a whole for playing as hard as they do and having to pretty much never getting a chance to get a breather during the game. Majority of those guys, those 5 or 6, really don't get a break.
Yeah, and I mean, it is just you see the hustle and you see that they really do go and make that effort throughout the entire game, and so you can't knock anyone on that because, again, I mean, I just can't even imagine myself being able to go through and do any of that. So, I mean, good for them, but if somebody goes down or there is an injury like what happened with Kevin Overton, I mean, what's going to happen? Who's going to step up if they can't come back in? And that's kind of what everyone has to think about. And Jeff made another good point. Auburn cannot guard the perimeter at all.
Now, well, look, lazy defense to start this game. way too many easy shots, way too many open shots. Auburn's a switching team, and you got to really fight when you switch, and they were late getting over, and you gave guys some wide open looks, whether it be inside or whether it be some of those early threes they hit. They just didn't get out, put a hand in anybody's face, and they made Auburn pay, and they got up to a double-digit lead early. And look, Auburn just felt like it was climbing a mountain the whole game. But I go back, and they really made some adjustments at half and came out and put the clamps on Tennessee and really shut Carey down. I mean, man, had 11 points in the first half and ended up with 13. So they took him away, and they clawed back in, and they had 3 freaking possessions when they had it cut to 4 at the 9 whatever mark, and you missed 2 wide open threes, and Tahad missed a freaking layup, man. Like, you on the road, you fought all this hard to get back, expended all this energy, and you had really your opportunity, your window to take the lead, and you couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So then within like really 30 seconds of real time, it felt like they had stretched it back to 10 points. You went from 4 with a chance to take the lead to they took 2 more possessions back away from you and then stretched it back to a 10-point game. And then that's what it was. Auburn would get to 10, cut it down to 4, back up to 9, cut it down to 3 that one time, got it to 3. That actually got it to 3 points and could not get over the hump.
I feel like Auburn went to the basics last year when they couldn't make free throws. And you and I both were on here talking about how no one needs to leave the gym until everybody makes at least 30 free throws in a row last year. And then now, you have to go back to the basics and have some of them go and do high-speed layups going down the court because you're putting too much into it and it's too strong. I mean, I don't understand. I feel like I'm having flashbacks from middle school basketball doing that and getting embarrassed. And now, it's
Auburn turned the ball over 10 times too. We didn't even talk about that. They had 3 turnovers the whole game, which was a school record, by the way. And you're not going to go through a game and turn the ball over 3 times, but they had 3 turnovers like right out of the gate in this one. So they were a little careless with the basketball. That in itself, I mean, again, I'm trying not to make this simplistic, but it is. Hall has to score 20-plus points, and you got to have a compliment, whoever that compliment is, to go with him every single night to have a chance to win. And look, we've been saying this all season. It's not going to fix it. I do not see Tahad Pettiford just all of a sudden snapping your fingers. And
at this point, do you think it's still a mental block? Because that's what we thought it was at first, was a mental block.
Something's off with his shot. I mean, I don't know what it is. I mean, he had 4 or 5 just complete wide open looks. And a guy of his caliber, you leave a guy like him open 4 or 5 times in a game, he's going to make 2 or 3 of them. He missed all of them. Now, he did hit one and guy fouled him. He had the 4-point play. That was one of his 3-point. But he shot 11 threes. And I mean, I bet you 5 of them were wide open. And it was
there's no question.
Well, there was right there at the end, he missed 2 or 3 in a row.
Yeah.
Kept getting the rebound and kicking back out to him, and he couldn't make it. So again, us thinking that that's going to miraculously turn around now halfway through the SEC schedule, it ain't going. If it does, that's great. I'm here for it. But it ain't going to happen. So, and I'm with you, Chip. I mean, the point guard thing, man, you're wide open. That had nothing to do. You missing wide open threes at the level you are and the caliber you're ranked doesn't have squat to do with you playing point guard. I can just tell you that it has nothing to do with it. So you're just not getting the results out of Todd Pettiford that you thought you were going to get this year. And that is detrimental to this team because it's so thin. If you had a couple other guys that that were contributing and helping, it wouldn't be as bad. But when you don't have anybody to go to, I mean, it sucks. I mean, there ain't no other way to say it. Yeah, could be. But his stat line's the same almost every night. I mean, and look, let me just instead of just stabbing at this thing, let's go back and look at the odd stats over the last 5 games. I mean, he's had 11, 7, 11, 9, and 17. He had 17 against Ole Miss, but against South Carolina at home, he scored 9 points. 9. Terrible. Team's terrible. He had 7 points against Texas at home. Florida, he had 11. Tonight, he had 11. And then he had his 17-point game against Ole Miss. But, I mean, I can just keep going. Like, in SEC play, I mean, let's look at it and see what he's been able to do. And I don't know why the stats run the points all the way out.
Missouri, he had 9.
His best game was 25 against Georgia in the OT.
Yeah.
But it's 5, 5, 11, 6, 9, 9, 11, 7, and then a 17. Majority of the games, he scored single digits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 single-digit games, 3 11-point games, and then a 25-point game and a 17-point game. You would think that he would be a 15-point per game night guy, and he's scoring single digits more times than not. That hurts in a team that's only got 7 guys. I mean, you just don't have a lot of options. And I think if you had a deeper bench, you may go, hey, we're going to try to change some things up. We're going to put you on the bench and see if we can bring you off the bench to change some things up. But Stephen Pearl really doesn't have any other bullets in the gun, man. He just don't. Magwood's not an option. He is not being pushed.
I think that's an interesting point, though.
I mean,
if he just feels comfortable in the spot of nothing's going to happen. But even on the defensive side too, though.
Yeah. I mean, there's no doubt, Alan, it's a different team all the way around.
Well, I just went to go look back last year at his points, or like how he played last year. Last year, the last regular season game was against Tennessee, and he didn't score anything against them last year.
Well, I don't think he really had a good – if I remember correctly, he struggled in the tournament.
Yeah, and in the tournament, he had 7, 16, 7, 10, 16, 20, 23.
At 2023, he had 2 really good games there.
But Tennessee was the last regular season game for Auburn. I guess it was in the SEC tournament.
It was in the tournament, yes. It was in the SEC tournament.
He didn't score anything in that game. But, I mean, there were some inconsistencies throughout last year for him, but he was also a freshman. I don't know. I mean,
well, look, here's the deal. You had way higher expectations, and you were counting on him to be very productive. And he has not been. Like, he's had some flashes in the pan.
But having him back, didn't you think that, not that part of the team was going to be structured around him, but didn't you think that was kind of part of the idea of bringing him back and bringing guys in, and like him being able to be that veteran on the team kind of thing?
Right. He's the lone guy coming back on this team. So you felt like, everybody was on pins and needles whether he was going to go to the NBA or not. And when you got that announcement he was coming back, you really felt like that was a huge pickup for Auburn. The country said that. Everybody, all the basketball analysts said, man, what a great deal for Auburn and Stephen Pearl to get him back and then to build this team around. And then, the only guy that's lived up to billings, Keyshawn Hall.
There's no question.
That guy coming out of UCF, everybody said that is that guy. Everybody wants that guy. He's a scorer. And, man, he has proven that, man. He has been I don't know what this team would be without Keyshawn Hall. I do know what this team would be without Keyshawn Hall. It would be terrible. And for lack of better terms, it would be
nightmarish.
Yes.
But I mean, I don't know. Next game.
Yeah. Next game.
Arena.
Hey, let's talk about some more PepperTree real quick because February's coming up and there's all kind of stuff coming up. We just got the special sent over. We appreciate that. So on February 6th, Filet Friday. Okay. February 7th. Prime pork chop.
Ooh, with twice baked potatoes.
2 twice baked potatoes. 2 prime pork chops. Hey, this is like the month of love, right? February. Everybody like Valentine's, getting ready for Valentine's. Hey, February 9th through the 14th, you got the Meat Lovers Grilling Box for $82. I mean, that's got Kaneka and a regular sausage, 2 12-ounce ribeyes, 2 prime bone-in pork chops, 2 8-ounce burger patties. I mean, this is crazy, man. Like all this stuff. And then for your other better half out there, everybody, February 13th, 14th, Valentine's Day for 2 for $105. Look, what do you get for $105? Your choice of an 8-ounce filet, 12-ounce ribeye, or 8-ounce salmon, 2 twice baked potatoes, 2 side salads, 2 rolls, 10 grilled shrimp with cocktail sauce, and 6 chocolate-covered strawberries.
Oh, my gosh.
Just for $105 for 2. I mean, go to dinner somewhere and order and see what you get for $105.
Yeah, you ain't getting it. Anything like that.
All the way through the end of the month, they've got Fat Tuesday on February 17th. They got fish and shrimp fry on February 20th, 21st, and then February 27th, 28th barbecue special. We'll talk about those all the way through the month of February as we roll into that. Tomorrow will be February 1st. Can you believe it? January is kaput. It's over already.
Tomorrow starts the first day.
We got to get Faith an Auburn hat, Mr. Albee says. She's got plenty of Auburn hats. She's just rocking her Stillwater's hat that we got a couple of weeks ago. Yes. Very, very nice hat. So we're supporting, some more of our.
We do love
Hey, by the way, for all of you out there watching, they're still up with us at 10:30. After this basketball game, we have a big announcement coming up on Monday, February 2nd. So excited. Can't wait.
Yeah, I was just going to say with the start of February, tomorrow starts our new
partnership.
Looking
forward to it. And they got a lot of other things on the horizons too, not just this one, but they got other things coming too. So we knew 26 was going to be a fun year. It's already off to a great start for us here at Auburn Blitz, and it's all because of you guys over here that watch, tune in, listen, all the things that you do. So yeah, we really appreciate all of you. And if you have not hit subscribe out there, we would greatly appreciate that. And hit the like button every time. It helps us out tremendously. But when I look over now and I see that we are less than 150 subscribers away from 15,000, exciting. So excited. Well, a little bit more than 150, just a tad.
Less than 200.
Yeah, less than 200, but a little bit more, like 170 something. So, but anyway, hopefully that'll be up to 15 very soon. way you guys keep spreading the word. But anyway, anything else, Faith, to talk about this game? It sucked that you lost, but hey, always tough to go on the road. Before we get off, let's look at a little bit of recap of the standings here. A&M just keeps rocking and rolling, man.
Yeah, they're legit.
Through 8 games, they're 7-1, 17-4. The polls will come out Monday. They will be ranked. There's no way they won't be ranked. If they're not ranked, something is terribly wrong because they deserve to be ranked. Florida and Alabama play tomorrow. That's a big game for Florida. They're sitting there 1 game back at 6-2. Then you got Vanderbilt and Arkansas. Well, that Arkansas-Kentucky game was brutal. How many technical fouls in that game tonight? I mean, was there 6 that I was told? Something absurd. I didn't get a chance to see it, but
yeah,
some kind of absurd amount of techs. Kentucky goes into Arkansas with their whiteout and gets the win. Otega Owe, 6 technicals. I was right. Thank you, Versiglia. I mean, that dadgummit. 6 techs in that game. All right, Tennessee now is at 5-3. Auburn drops to 5-4 along with Missouri. Texas, Georgia 4-5. Ole Miss 3-5. Mississippi State 3-6. LSU, South Carolina 2-7. LSU goes into South Carolina, gets a win tonight or earlier today. And Oklahoma's the lone 1-18 down at the bottom. And look, I know that sounds stupid, but man, that's a good 1-18. I'm not kidding, man.
There's no question.
If you play flat, they can beat you. So A&M's up there by themselves right now. Auburn has had their chances, but they're through the first half of the season, they're 5-4. So if they do that again, Faith, they'll be right on the mark that you and I predicted. We said 10-8 in SEC play.
Yep.
So the first 9, they're right on pace for that. Can they win 5 of the last 10 or last 9? Can they win 5 more and get to that 10-win mark? We'll see. 14-8. They got Alabama next Saturday. Got off during the week. So
I feel like it's going to help having the whole week off. There's no question about that.
We'll maybe get some guys healthy. Keyshawn Hall's finger. You got to get that healthy, man. Daggum don't need that banged up because you got to have him. He's going to have to score from here on out to give Auburn a chance.
Yeah, he's going to have another 22-28 night.
Right. All right, that's it for us tonight. We appreciate PepperTree Steaks and Wine. Appreciate all of you that tune us in. So, yes, so very much. PepperTree Steaks and Wine being our partners. Go check them out. All the things in Auburn and Montgomery will continue to spread the word on the February specials for all of you throughout the month. So make sure you take advantage of it. Faith, you got anything to close us out?
Everyone stay warm the rest of this weekend.
Good Lord, please. 20 degrees outside. Go on back north where you belong. All right, everybody, have a good rest of your weekend, and we will see you Monday morning for the Auburn Blitz podcast. Big announcement coming up.